Los Angeles, January 2015. In a cold storage room of the coroner's office lies a woman. No one comes for her. Her name is on hotels around the world. Hilton. Her mother's husband wants to control the burial. The coroner refuses him. The Hiltons stay silent at first, and so she lies there for days. Only then does her half-brother claim her. Francesca Hilton was 67, daughter of Conrad Hilton, daughter of Zsa Zsa Gabor, born between a hotel empire and Hollywood. On paper, she should have been safe. Money should have protected her. And yet, for days, no one came of their own free will. How do you start life as a Hilton and end as no one's daughter? The world knows Hilton as a success story. Hotels, luxury, a name that shines on facades. Later, it became famous again. Through Paris Hilton, through heiresses, cameras, celebrity culture. Francesca never fit that picture. Not a face of the brand. Not a controlled successor. Not a daughter anyone put on display. She was the other Hilton, the daughter from a marriage best forgotten. When she is mentioned at all, it is as the disinherited daughter, a footnote in a glittering family story. But maybe that is wrong. Her problem was not that the name gave too little. It was that it recalled the wrong thing. Who profited from writing her out of the story? Francesca came into the world in March 1947. By then, her parents' marriage was already over. Conrad Hilton and Zsa Zsa Gabor had divorced shortly before. She was not born into a family. She was born into its ruins. Her father was older, powerful, used to deciding. Her mother was young, European, visible. From the outside, the marriage looked like money meets glamour. Zsa Zsa later described it as darker. She wrote of control, of possession. Conrad is said to have even given her a different name. Zsa Zsa became Georgia. Francesca herself told it more harmlessly. He simply couldn't pronounce her name, she said. Two versions. From the very start of her life, it was one account against another. Only one thing was certain. Between Hilton and Gabor, a child had little to hold on to. For with the Hiltons, it was never only about family, it was about control. Conrad Hilton had not simply built hotels, he had built a name that had to look clean, strong, disciplined, built to last. In families like that, children are not only children, they are heirs, risks, continuations. 3 sons from the first marriage stood for the future. Sons could grow into the company. Sons could fail and still belong to the line. Francesca was something else. A daughter from a divorced marriage, with a mother too loud and too uncontrollable for the Hilton empire. She carried the name, but she did not fit the picture it was meant to protect. In 1979, Conrad Hilton died. By then, his name stood on hotels worldwide. Now it became clear what place her father granted her. The will was no love letter. It was a boundary. The bulk of the fortune went to his foundation. Around $200 million. Francesca received $100,000. For many people, that would be a lot. For Conrad Hilton's daughter, it was a settlement. Not a place, not protection, not belonging. More like a final sentence. You carry the name. But the world behind it, you do not inherit. Francesca contested the will. She wanted more. Maybe money. Maybe just proof that she belonged. But she lost. The lawsuit turned private pain into a public case. Francesca lived with a name that shone on the outside and gave her little. She was Hilton enough for attention, but not Hilton enough for security. She was part of the myth, but not part of its protection. She did not just lose money. She lost the fight. Yet in the same family, someone won it. Only it was not Francesca. Baron Hilton, the son, wanted his father's company shares. He too contested the will. He too went to court. For years. In the end, he received shares worth over $200 million. He became head of the empire. Same will, same path through the courts. Opposite outcome. The son who fought is remembered today as the man who made Hilton great. The daughter who fought got $100,000 and a no. The comparison shows what no one said openly. It was never only about a father's last wishes. It was about who in this family was allowed to fight without being punished for it. Francesca did not stay silent. She did not simply accept being shut out, but against a will, against a large family, against a finished legacy, she was almost alone. She had the name. She did not have the lawyers, the shares, the allies. So she built a life of her own. She worked as a photographer. She stood on stage as a comedian. She tried to write a book about her family. She made of a famous name the one thing she could control herself, a story of her own. But when that fight was decided, the next one began. This time it was not about her father. This time it was about her mother. Zsa Zsa Gabor grew older. After a serious accident, her health declined. Her last husband, Frederick von Anhalt, took ever tighter control of her house and of who was allowed near her. Francesca fought just to be allowed to see her mother. It was about the house in Bel Air, about powers of attorney, about money. Francesca said she had saved the house from foreclosure. Von Anhalt accused her of forging her mother's signature to do it. Mother and daughter became a case for lawyers. In the end, a court had to order von Anhalt to let Francesca near her ailing mother. A daughter needed a judge to see her own mother. But control she never got. For the second time she stood before a door her own name could not open. In the end, Francesca carried the weight of two names. The father with the empire, the mother with the limelight. Both gave her the name. Neither gave her protection. In her final years, the press reported money troubles. She is said to have lived at times in her car. The daughter of Conrad Hilton. The daughter of Zsa Zsa Gabor. Two of the largest fortunes in America. And no money for an apartment. The headlines long branded Francesca a greedy daughter. One who got too little and demanded more in court. But that was never the heart of it. With her father and with her mother, she was not suing for money alone. She was suing to belong. In a family that knew only control, she was the only one who wanted in. And only once she could no longer disturb anyone did the family take her back. The half-brother who finally claimed her from the coroner was Baron, the same son who got the empire she was never allowed to be part of. He took her home. When Francesca died, her mother was still alive, but no one told her. To the very end, Zsa Zsa is said never to have learned that her daughter was gone. Francesca vanished out of two famous names, and the last person who might have grieved for her never even knew.